once I got off the mountain, I stopped at a few places, stopped at a few mates' houses. Went to go see my brother. That was one of the first things I did. My mum was there, my sister. And as soon as I got there, we just hugged and yeah, I just told her that the house was gone. I could only just go down my street. There was roadblocks everywhere. The donations is what pretty much kept me going at the start. Yeah, to keep me going now. I'm still collecting some now that I need. My mate then told me, "I come stay with us." So we decided to go back to the Macedonia property, a big hall, size of a basketball court. And me and about 3 or 4 kids, we stayed up there. But once I moved into the caravan, it was 4 of us in there. 3 kids. There's like a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old boys, and a 16-year-old girl, and then myself, basically a 22-year-old. We're all started living with them now because of the fires. I've tried to save their lives, they've tried to help me, I've tried to help them. And our bonds have got closer, they're basically like family to me. In the end we moved the caravan around the back and we all shared it, and then I got my caravan. What I learned, money, it's not everything. Happiness is just being alive, having family, having friends. We're just one of them. Yeah, like for a short while we had no money. We lost our house, we lost everything. Some people lost everything, including family. Others, luckily, still got their family. Other people gained new family, friends that become family to them.
After the worst of the fire had passed, we got out of the cars to check on the horses and noticed one in particular was badly burned. In fact, both the mares were burnt, but one more than the other. And we took them into the paddocks next door in search of clean water, and we finished up actually camping in the neighbours' paddocks for the next few days. It was such extreme conditions, and after the fire, in fact for 2 weeks, there was still fire activity in this area. I was lucky that my brother, who lives in Melbourne, came up with a toilet donated by a plumber friend of his, and he was able to connect that to my septic tank, and then he erected a blue tarp around that. So for a while I was saying I had a blue tarp ensuite. My brother bought tents and beds and camping equipment and what have you, but again the problem was the need of fresh water. To face each day living in a caravan, it's very tiring, very hard. And I must admit, one of the things that was hard to cope with was looking out the caravan window at what was left of my house, all the rubble and the remains of the house there, and no, not a view I'd recommend for anybody first thing in the morning, but unfortunately it became part of our lives, something to learn to cope with.
When we came back and saw no house left, the thought was, well, what do we do now? At that stage we had no idea what was happening with insurance and things like that. So it was virtually a decision that, yeah, we'll buy an old caravan, or maybe 2 old caravans, depending what's available. At least then, once you're on your block, you're there to do work, to fix up whatever you have to get a house again. Also for the kids, it gives them a sense of normal life in that they still get on the same school bus of a morning, they go to the same school. We were paying about $120 a week, I think, to hire a shower and toilet. But it was better than being downtown, paying however much a week to rent a house. It's not supposed to be any new building works within 30 metres of a waterway. And unfortunately most of our blocks within 30 metres of a waterway, which meant that it looked like at one stage we may not be able to rebuild at all. When the power supply went on, it worked fine for a couple of weeks, and then there was a fault on the transformer on a nearby power pole, which sent 180 odd volts through our earth cable and livened up all the walls and everything in the caravans, and one of the kids went and leant on the caravan, got electric shock. So there's been fun, well, not fun, but there's been interesting times. So living through it and surviving it, it gives you a feeling of having achieved something, I think. But I think we're just lucky to be here and doing what we're doing.